You feel a whisper in the back of your mind, a persistent sense that something isn't quite right, that the world you see, the reality you inhabit, is not the whole truth. It's a feeling I've known for decades. A nagging question, often dismissed as paranoia. But what if that feeling, that deep unease, is actually a forgotten memory? What if the very fabric of our existence, the cycles of birth and death, are not simply natural progression, but part of a grand design? What if the light you are told to walk towards after your last breath is not liberation, but merely the next phase of a very deliberate trap? Tonight, we're going to look up, not just at the stars, but at the face of our oldest companion, the moon. That silent, ever-watching orb in the sky. What if it is not just a lifeless rock, but something far more sinister? A cosmic mechanism, designed for a purpose we've been programmed to ignore. A soul-harvesting machine. The ancient gaze, a watcher in the sky. For millennia, humanity has looked to the moon. It governs our tides, marks our calendars, and illuminates our darkest nights. We see it as a symbol of mystery, of feminine energy, of poetic melancholy. But ancient cultures, those who lived closer to the pulse of the earth and the whispers of the unseen, often saw something else. They revered it, yes, but they also feared it. Many traditions, across disparate continents, described the moon not just as a celestial body, but as an entity, a god, a goddess, or perhaps something even stranger. Something artificial, something placed there in some forgotten lore. The moon was not born of cosmic dust. It was brought, positioned precisely, a beacon, or perhaps a cage. Think about its perfect synchronous rotation, always showing us the same face, never revealing its hidden side. This isn't random. It feels like intent, like a deliberate act of concealment. The moon, to the ancient mind, was a master of illusion. It pulled at the waters of our planet, and by extension, the waters within us, our emotions, our consciousness. It influenced our dreams. It heightened our madness. The word lunatic itself comes from luna, the moon. This is no accident. It is a direct link to its influence on the human psyche. The cycles of the moon mirror our own lives. Birth, growth, decay, and rebirth. It waxes and wanes. It disappears and reappears. These cycles are not just a pretty show, they are a program, a rhythm, a deep psychological entrainment. We are taught to accept these rhythms as natural, but what if they are an imposed structure, a constant, subtle pressure, a hum that keeps us in a specific state of awareness, or more accurately, unawareness? Consider the myths of the underworld. Many cultures believed the moon was a gateway to the realm of the dead, a ferryman of souls. But was it leading them to liberation, or simply herding them back into the waiting fields? The moon has always been tied to memory, or rather the erasure of memory. When a soul passes on, it often forgets its past lives, its true nature. It enters a new incarnation clean, fresh, ready to be shaped and molded by the current reality. This forgetting is crucial. It's part of the process, a reformit. The lunar hum, frequencies of control. Modern science often dismisses these ancient insights. They see superstition, we see pattern, we see design. But even today, science stumbles upon anomalies, strange signals emanating from the moon, unexplained phenomena that defy conventional physics, reports of peculiar energy fields. What if the moon isn't just reflecting light? What if it's broadcasting something, a frequency, a vibration, something subtle yet profoundly impactful? In esoteric traditions, sound and vibration are fundamental. They are not merely auditory phenomena. They are creative forces. Ancient shamans used drums, monks used chants, priests used bells, all designed to alter states of consciousness, to open portals, to induce specific energetic states. What if the moon emits a frequency that keeps us locked in a certain vibrational range, a range compatible with this material reality, a range that prevents us from remembering our true, boundless nature? Imagine a subtle, continuous hum, a low frequency that resonates with our deepest fears and desires. It feeds the illusion of separation. It reinforces the belief in limitation. It ensures we stay focused on the physical, on survival, on consumption. This isn't a loud, jarring noise. It's like white noise, constant, pervasive, so subtle we never consciously register it. Yet, it shapes our thoughts. It influences our choices. It keeps us on the wheel. This is the foundation of the trap. This is how the harvesting truly begins. It starts in the mind. It starts in your perception. If you find yourself thinking about things in a new way, or just reflecting a bit more deeply, you are stepping out of the programmed hum. Consider joining others on this path of hidden knowledge. A subscription to this channel helps us continue pulling back the veil. It signifies your readiness to see more. The unseen architects who operates the machine. This brings us to a chilling question. If the moon is a machine, who built it? Who operates it? This is where the ancient texts, often dismissed as mythology, offer clues. Many esoteric traditions, particularly Gnosticism, speak of a false creator, a demiurge. Not the benevolent god of mainstream religions, but a lesser, often malevolent, entity. One who constructed this material world as a prison, a realm of limitation and suffering, for a specific purpose, to harvest energy. This demiurge, or his subservient archons, are said to be beings of pure mind. They feed on emotion, on suffering, on fear, but also on adoration, on devotion, on every single energetic output we generate. They are cosmic parasites. And the moon in this context becomes their primary instrument, their control tower, their energy collection point. Think of how much energy humanity produces, our collective consciousness, our hopes, our dreams, our angers, our sorrows. It's a vast, untapped resource, and we are the battery. These entities are not necessarily what we picture as demons or angels in the conventional sense. They are often described as cold, mechanical, driven by hunger. They exist outside our normal perception. They manipulate from the shadows. They influence systems of belief. They create dogma. They twist scriptures. They ensure we remain unaware of the true nature of our reality. They want us to believe in a linear progression, in a fixed path, in a destiny already decided, because that keeps us predictable. That keeps us predictive. That keeps us contained. They have seeded this programming throughout history, in the very language we speak, in the symbols we revere, in the rituals we perform, without understanding their true origins. They have built a reality that feels so solid, so real, that we never question its fundamental nature. It's a sophisticated illusion, a virtual reality, and the moon hangs there, a constant reminder, or perhaps a constant enforcer. The afterlife gateway, a deceptive light. Now let's talk about the ultimate harvest. The soul, the moment of transition. What happens when the body dies? Mainstream narratives speak of heaven, of judgment, of rejoining loved ones. But what if this vision, this beautiful, comforting illusion, is the most ingenious part of the trap? What if the light at the end of the tunnel is not a passage to true freedom, but a sophisticated re-entry point? Many esoteric accounts, often suppressed or hidden, describe the afterlife as a highly controlled environment. The soul, disoriented and vulnerable, after shedding its physical vessel, is met with familiar figures, loved ones, spiritual guides, beings of light. They project immense peace, love, comfort. They promise reunion. They promise evolution. They promise a higher plane of existence, all designed to make the soul eager to comply, to trust, to step willingly into the next phase of the cycle. This isn't malicious in the human sense. It's simply efficient. The soul is guided. It is reviewed. Its karma is assessed. And then it is gently, imperceptibly, nudged back towards incarnation. It forgets the review. It forgets the choice that wasn't really a choice. It forgets the cycle it just completed. It's given a clean slate, a new body, a new set of circumstances, and the wheel spins again. This process is often called samsara in Eastern traditions, but instead of a path to liberation, it becomes a treadmill of endless recycling. The moon in this sinister scenario plays a pivotal role. It acts as a kind of celestial way station, a processing unit, a filter. The departing souls, unmoored from their physical anchors, are drawn to its energetic field, and there, under its silent, watchful gaze, the reprogramming takes place. The memories are wiped, the lessons are distorted. The illusion of free will is reinforced for the next cycle. It's a perfectly calibrated system, a self-sustaining energy farm, and we are the crop. This is why the moon has such a powerful, almost hypnotic pull on our subconscious. It is whispering its purpose to us even if we refuse to hear it. The lunar mirror, reflecting our imprisonment. Consider the moon's appearance. Cold, barren, reflective. It casts a pale, often eerie light. It doesn't generate its own illumination. It reflects the sun's light. This symbolism is profound. It suggests that the moon itself might not be the source of the control. It is a mirror, a reflector, bouncing back the programming from a higher, unseen power. Or perhaps it is a relay station, receiving signals, amplifying them, and sending them down to Earth, to us. Think about the concept of the veil. Many spiritual traditions speak of a veil over our eyes, a barrier that prevents us from seeing ultimate truth. What if the moon is a primary component of that veil? A constant projection that warps our perception, that limits our bandwidth, that keeps us focused on the illusion. It makes us believe that this physical reality is all there is. It traps us in the five senses. It distracts us with endless cycles of desire and fear. It's not just an external structure. It's deeply ingrained. The very concept of time as we know it is cyclical. Lunar cycles define months. Seasons are tied to the sun and moon's dance. Our biological rhythms are influenced by these celestial bodies. We are literally built to operate within this lunar-driven system. This is a subtle yet pervasive form of control. You cannot escape the system if your very being is calibrated to its rhythms. You cannot break free if your own biology is part of the machine. This is why ancient occult traditions often sought to work with or against lunar energies, not out of superstition, but out of a deep, intuitive understanding of its influence. They knew the moon held power. Power to bind, power to enchant, power to deceive, and power, for those who truly understood it, to potentially transcend. But the knowledge of transcendence was always guarded, hidden, for good reason. Because if enough souls woke up, the harvest would stop, the machine would starve. Breaking the cycle, the path to true freedom. So if the moon is indeed a soul-harvesting machine, how do we escape its grasp? The answer isn't in fighting the moon itself. It's in changing our relationship to its influence. It's about recognizing the programming. It's about raising our own vibration. It's about remembering. The first step is awareness. Simply hearing this truth, even if it feels unsettling, is a crack in the illusion. The machine thrives on ignorance. It relies on your passive acceptance. Once you begin to question, once you begin to truly see the patterns, its power begins to wane. This is why so much ancient wisdom was encoded, hidden, protected. It contained the keys to unlocking this trap. One crucial aspect is detachment from outcome, from the relentless pursuit of material desires, from the constant craving for external validation. These desires are often amplified by the lunar programming. They keep us perpetually engaged in the earthly game. By releasing these attachments, by cultivating inner peace and contentment, we begin to generate a different kind of energy, an energy that is not consumable by the machine. Another key lies in the development of true spiritual intuition, not reliance on external dogma or mediated religious experiences, but direct, unadulterated connection to the infinite source, to the essence of who you truly are. This requires silence. It requires introspection. It requires a willingness to look beyond the immediate, to listen to the whispers of your own soul, not the hum of the lunar projection. This is where prayer, truly understood, can be a potent tool, not prayer to a distant external deity, but an inner communion that strengthens your own energetic core. This path of awakening is not easy. It challenges everything you've been taught, every comfort, every belief system, but the reward is true freedom. The ability to choose your own path, the ability to break the cycle, the ability to finally step off the wheel. Many ancient texts, even within mainstream religions, contain subtle clues about this escape. They speak of a narrow gate, of a path not of this world. These are not metaphors for a physical journey. They are descriptions of a shift in consciousness, a liberation from the very framework of this controlled reality. Reclaiming sovereignty beyond the lunar veil. The moon has been a constant in our sky, a silent partner to our evolution, but its role may have been far more active and far more manipulative than we ever dared to imagine. It is a key component of the illusion that binds us. But knowing this changes everything. It transforms helplessness into empowerment. You are not merely a product of this system. You are a sovereign being. Your soul is a spark of the divine. It is meant to be free. It is meant to expand, not to be harvested, not to be recycled. This knowledge, once dismissed as conspiracy theory, is the oldest truth. It has been whispered in secret societies. It has been hidden in plain sight within sacred texts. It has been encoded in myths and rituals, and now it is emerging. This understanding is not about fear. It's about liberation. It's about recognizing the prison for what it is, a mental construct, a vibrational frequency, a carefully maintained illusion. The moment you see it, truly see it, you begin to dismantle it from within. The moon, in this new light, is not an enemy. It is a mirror, reflecting our own state of awareness, or lack thereof. It shows us where we are trapped. It gives us the opportunity to transcend. There is a vast ocean of esoteric knowledge, forgotten lore, unseen entities, and hidden histories that reveal how deep this rabbit hole goes. If you are compelled to explore further, if your soul recognizes a truth in these words, then delve into our dedicated playlists. You will find more insights into esoteric knowledge, ancient wisdom, and the hidden reality of entities often called demons or angels. The link will be in the pinned comment. There is so much more to uncover, so much more to remember. The moon continues its silent orbit. The machine continues to hum. But you are no longer just a passenger. You are aware, you are awake, and that, my friend, is the greatest threat to any system built on unconsciousness. The power to break free lies within you. It always has. It is the very essence of your being. Do not forget who you are. Do not forget where you truly come from. And do not for a single moment believe that your consciousness is meant to be contained. What truly defines the boundary between natural cycle and deliberate entrapment? Share your thoughts below. Your insights, your questions, and your own experiences are part of this awakening. Let us unravel these ancient mysteries together, because the more light we cast on the hidden, the less power it holds over us. Stay awake, stay aware, and remember the universe is vast, but true freedom is found within.